basically, the way I deal with as a moderator and a part of the process as going, she just asking the president first to deal with like identifying themselves.
Oh,
You can play now?
no, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
that
yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So,
alright.
I'm Winston Williams, counselor for Concord, right now.
My name is Stuart Lewis. I'm the Chief Secretary of Concord Union.
I'm Michael Evan, otherwise known as Gillie Gillie Revolution. And I'm basically here to accommodate this conversation dealing with the town core union. And to begin with, I just like someone, the two girls in them who's affiliated directly with the union. I'm more a volunteer in this place to kind of basically tell us just in a snapshot what is the function of the town core union and why was it found necessary to bring it into existence.
Alright. It was found necessary to bring it in existence to protect the rights of people, especially indigenous people. Because when you look at the landscape of Jamaica, most of the union, they are not operating in a negotiable way. They are operating either to attack in a particular way or they suppress in a particular way. We need a union that is balanced to assist entity to grow and to help entity grow and to encourage proper management and not only to do that, to assist the members to negotiate proper reasoning with management to achieve their end goal. So it's a balance. It's a political balance that we have to trade more refined. And as it is, it has been refined in that way. It's either someone is getting squeezed or someone is being left out. It is not being balanced in a way where every party is being able to negotiate and come to an amicable solution to move the country more forward.
Okay, so we can basically say that we know that Jamaica the modern nation state was founded out of unions. Basically, the most amount of industrial trade union and the other trade union, I can't recall the name right now, that's mostly affiliated with People's National Party, the National Workers Union. So while we know that those two unions tend to claim that they fight for the workers of this country, what specific does Concord Union provide that is different from what those two unions provides?
Alright. One, Concord is not affiliated to any political party. That's one. Right? And not only that, we question the formation of some of these unions. If they were formed to create a facade, to feel like you are unionized, which you were given something. It wasn't created to protect. It was given for you to quench the atmosphere at that time. Because based on the operation and the investigation and the observation a lot of these organizations.
As a counselor to the union, what would you add to that?
Well, see, understanding is important. Most people don't even understand what a union is. So, as part of our society, I believe Concord is making a concerted effort to actually educate people as to what a union is to begin with. Because most people, they think that, oh, union is when I got a job and I need somebody to represent me. But you don't have to have a job to be part of a union. You don't have to work for anybody to be part of a union. You could be unemployed and still be part of a union. And as long as you can pay your dues and be a member of that organization, you're entitled to whatever the benefits are within the context of the union.
Now, from an earlier conversation,
Go ahead.
From an earlier conversation, and I was led to believe that part of the core concept of Concord Union is to defend the rights of the indigenous people of this land. Will you just give me a definition when you use the term the indigenous people of this land? What does that consist of?
Alright, let me explain to you. It wouldn't say to protect the indigenous people of the land. It's to protect the indigenousness of the space, Jamaica. Because we'll be prejudiced if we go in around and say you are indigenous and you are not indigenous and you are not. It is the choice of the people to decide who they want to be and who they want to identify as. So if a Jamaican identify himself as indigenous, fine. We protect whatever right that come with the indigenousness of that person. So we don't say we protect indigenous people. We wouldn't put it that way.
Okay.
We protect the indigenousness of Jamaica because we welcome all Jamaica. Doesn't matter who you are. But if you choose to identify yourself as an indigenous Jamaica, we make sure those rights that come with indigenousness are being protected.
That means if you excuse me, that means whether you're a cat, rat, dog, or tree, once you're part of the indigenousness, you're entitled to some kind of representation. Now, but even when you're entitled to something, if you don't understand the nature of what you're entitled to, then it's not going to really serve you. Because you don't even know who to go to, where to go, and how to go about it. So, Thankful educate people, first of all, on what a union is, what a union is supposed to do, why we even having the conversation to begin with, you know, because we don't want to give the impression that we're just happy to grab members just for the sake of grabbing members. You want to grab
Let me
people.
interrupt by saying this is a working office, so you're gonna see interaction between the staff and the interview. So don't let that that's where you are.
Yeah, don't make that
Right,
disrespect.
so go ahead.
Yeah, so as a counselor, I believe that understanding, whatever your situation and circumstances, everything should start with understanding, a level of understanding.
Of course.
Because without understanding, it's like you're just like dust in the wind blown around. So understanding the nature of the union, of the idea of a union. Because if I understand the nature of a union, I could go into any union and there should be some features that I could immediately identify and say, yeah, they're doing what a union is supposed to do. But if I don't understand what a union is supposed to do in the first place, I would go into a facility, a situation, and I wouldn't have a clue what the union is supposed to do.
So is it fair would it be fair to say that this indigenous space that the union is trying to defend and it made a mission of defending? What I'm trying to get to is the demographic of this union, of the indigenous. Is it tied to birth? Is it tied to the first who came? Is it tied to who originated? Give me something more concrete of this indigenous piece. Who occupies this indigenous space?
All right. Let me break it down here. A lot of people don't understand what is indigenous because you have transformation over time. But nevertheless, the Americas, Africans are the first occupier of the Americas.
Okay, so the first
Occupiers. And then a second wave of African came.
Wave of slavery.
No, before slavery. A second wave of Africa came and reoccupied and interbred with the so is the interbreeding of the first and the second wave. They give them that indigenous right because there's a consistence of interbreeding. So let me just explain this way. Let me put it so the average person can. We have a bowl and we have some sand in it. And we keep adding sand to it. We keep adding sand and sand, keep mixing it together, mixing together. That bowl is still considered as an indigenous.
Because of the integration with
with the integration with the first.
But where I'm getting lost.
So where it stopped now, where, for instance, there is an invasion and the integration stopped. And it becomes now an occupation, not an integration.
This is now in Spanish.
Yes.
All right,
So
British.
so the integration, so the indigenousness now stop based on the occupation.
Okay.
So they are not indigenous anymore. These are occupier. occupying the indigenous people space because they are oppressing, killing, and not integrating. So there's no integration. It's just occupation.
And for the record,
So and then for the record, whosoever join them to help assist them with the occupation cannot be identified as indigenous either.
there's a book by Ivan Van Sertima, and the name of that book is They Came Before Columbus. Now, in that book, Ivan Van Sertima pointed out that even long before Columbus even knew that this part of the world existed, Africans was here. There's all kinds of evidence up and down South America and the Caribbean to show those Olmec statues with African
So let
features.
me ask you a question right
Go
now.
ahead.
With coming up with these first Africans, are we saying that no one was on the land? But when they're coming up, the very first Africans,
No one was on the
Right.
that's part we have to
No
be
one-
clear.
right.
No
No
one
one-
was
no.
here.
According to Ivan Van Sertima and many other scholars, Africans were the first occupiers of this hemisphere of the world. When we came to this hemisphere of the world, there were no other civilized, there were no other occupiers here. We created all the Olmec culture. The Olmec culture is the oldest culture in South America, Central America. There was no other cultures here before us, before those Africans.
I've already identified this is a working office. You're going to see these going on. It's a part of the interview.
Right.
To show that this office occupied, this busy work is being done. So don't be distracted by that.
Right. So what I'm saying is that not only Ivan Van Sertima, there are other scholars whose names I can't think of right now, who attest, based upon archaeological evidence and other historical evidence, that the oldest culture, the oldest group of people on this in this hemisphere of the world were Africans, were with African features. And if that's the case, then everything Mr. Lewis just said it coincides with that.
Okay, so the following question is what derived from that now.
Right.
We accept that as a fact.
Mm.
Who are the protagonists today in the Jamaican society that are having an adverse effect upon this indigenous population?
Well, for one thing, it would have to be the colonizers,
Identify them.
All right.
the Europeans,
All right.
Spaniards, and British.
Let me put it this way. I wouldn't point a finger because based on the miseducation of the whole colonization that leave the people not knowing self, so they become fighting against self. Because if I look at my brother, which when I say indigenous, and I'm saying my African brother, my brother, he might tell us him not indigenous, him not African, and not connect himself. So that's to show you the ignorant that the colonization, education has done to our system. So it is not to paint or point a finger, it's for us to organize like what Concord is doing and re-educate our people so our people can identify self with self.
So it is a self-fighting against itself.
Exactly. It's a disease, cancer.
Who we are.
Who we are.
Because
So
they lack the knowledge.
yeah. So we're trying to solve the issue by curing the self-eating cancer that we're destroying self.
The people suffer for lack of knowledge, lack of vision. If you don't know a thing, then you can't even speak in any way at length about it. So if I didn't do my homework, if I didn't study, if I didn't know about Ivan Van Sertima and the Olmecs, I wouldn't be able to say Mr. Lewis have a point. I wouldn't be able to say that, yeah, what he says makes sense.
So now that we know that this union is here to assist from various kinds of workers, non-workers, indigenous, anyone that needs help in this area, how do they come to us? How do they locate this place? How do they ask for help? What should they bring with them? Or should they have to bring anything with them?
What definitely, because one, we need proper identification of person. So your national ID, which is your passport, is your national ID, not a voter's ID. And there's the next issue that I want to raise. The voter's ID is being used in a malicious way based on our investigation. Because what it is, they are using the voter's ID, either they are cahooling. Give me that word, Justice. The proper word, cahooling. But what yes, yeah. Because that is like that English word kind of with my tongue, come and my language. So.
Indigenous stuff that you
Yeah. So what it is, they are with these business people, and these are asking for 2 ID. So you have to have a voter's ID for you to transact business, which your national ID, which is your passport, should have been sufficient to do and transact business with a TRN number. So they are forcing people to get a voter's ID to make it seem like the system is all well and good, because everybody is playing a part in the voting system, which is not so. So we just say your passport is sufficient and your TRN number. If you have a voter's ID, we accept that as well. And once you do that, we try to get you on a part to a formal structure. So we set up a bank account for you. And once you join us, we don't do any collection of the union dues here. We have a Victoria Mutual who does the collection for us. And so your dues you pay through Victoria Mutual. And then automatically you have an account so you can move from an informal, if you are informal, to a formal structure. We'll help you with businesses. We help you if we come on to real estate. The aim is to get our people, because there used to be laws in Jamaica where Jamaicans can't transact business. Then we can sell the ground produce where them grow. And that culture leave a stigma in Jamaica where most Jamaicans afraid to operate certain business. We want to break that ice and show them that any business, we are competent and we have the people and the capability of running any business, and we can run it. That's why the union is here. Purchase
what are some of
property.
the practical assistance that someone can walk into this office door and get?
All right. The practical assistance you can walk through the door is get legal advice. So you can just walk through the door and we give you legal advice. And we won't charge any retainer fee for giving you legal advice, because the attorneys here are already being paid by the contribution, the 600, which amount to 300 US dollars, which is not much, but these attorneys go beyond to help to contribute their labor to develop the country of Jamaica.
Any more assistance they can come in?
Well, as members, they're entitled to certain things, like they'll get half price on whatever services we provide. Because this facility assists with all kinds of documents. So any document that you need to have certified, any document that you need that's going to go into the court, any document that you need in terms of employment, documents that you need in terms of insurance or your vehicle, bail or
Passport or certificate.
this is a hub of document verification.
Where are you located at?
We're located at 6 East Parade, right across the street from the park in downtown upstairs.
Is that only in Kingston or?
But presently,
As it is, we used to have other branches, but based on the miseducation of the Jamaican people, we have to close down to regroup so we can expand. A lot of persons, they believe we are arm of a ministry, so they expect to come there and everything is being given free to them. And a lot of them expect it. So based on that expectation, the affordability to afford to maintain other spaces, we have to rescind. So as it is now, persons are becoming more educated about Tankor, that is a non-government organization, joining the organization, contributing the $600, which amount to $300 a month, for us to be able to do the service that we do.
And you are located at 6 East Parade.
6 East Parade,
Kingston.
downtown Kingston, at the
Kingston.
moment, upstairs. Yes.
And that's a street that most people identify as Church Street, but it's really
Yeah.
East Parade.
Well, it's on the Church Street side, but it's right next to that old brownstone church on the corner of East
Hope
Queen
Chapel,
Street,
Hope Chapel, yeah.
Hope Chapel.
And it's between
Everybody-
South Street and East Queen Street.
Right,
Right.
right. And it's very easy to find.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, and let me just explain. It is Church Street, but based on east, west, north, based on the park sitting in the middle.
Right.
They just identify that side of Church Street as East
Parade.
Parade. So that's why the word parade, to identify the location of parade. But it's Church Street. But to identify parade, they say East Parade.
Because Parade
Yes.
is sitting right
There in the middle. So it is that particular spot of Church Street is identified as East Parade for the identification of parade. But it is Church Street, literally.
Alright, so in closing, what would you like to say to the subscribers and listeners in terms of inviting them to the services?
What we are saying, especially people in the diaspora, we need people to be members because this is a global thing, and we need the help so we can help our fellow Jamaicans here in Jamaica, so we can have town hall meetings, we can be able to educate our people more about their rights and the movements and how to operate as a person in a space that is being governed in a particular way, so they can protest not maliciously, but protest in a way that is beneficial to achieve the goal that they want to achieve and move the country forward. Like I always say, and we always say here, we are petitioning against the government to do it better, because any government come, it doesn't matter to us. It's the government of Jamaica, and we have to work with them. But we just want to petition them to do things that is better for us as a people and not better for foreign to oppress us.
Closing word, Mr.
I would just like people to educate themselves more on what's going on around them in terms of not only just with the unions, but with the government, economy. Education, to me, is the key, because in this day and time, we have more access to information than at any other time in the history of mankind. You can get on Google and Google anything. So there's really no excuse for not knowing certain things. You know, unfortunately, there are still people who are ignorant.
Information about the Tankor Union, can it be found?
Of course, you go on Google, get on Google, TANCOUR, Union, Tankor Union. Google it. We're on the web. We're on the internet. We also have a Facebook page, and we're working on a website, and we intend to do some work in the TikTok and Instagram and all those things in the coming weeks,
One other
coming
thing, in
months.
an earlier conversation, there was reference made to seeking volunteer services. Did someone speak to soliciting volunteer service?
Sure, we always want, especially we reach out to the law faculty, and they promise that they will send students come over. They haven't, so we're still reaching out to them to send person, because we need person to help our brothers and sisters. Volunteer person who are knowledgeable, are in the process of acquiring knowledge. We need those type of person to help our brothers and sisters who don't have the capacity to help themselves.
At the present moment, do you have a phone number? You could repeat, or you could
Sure.
get that later. If you know it now, you could.
All right. They could reach us at 825-8179. Repeat that, 825-8179. And you can also go on the Supreme Court website to follow cases that we have against the government for people's rights in the Supreme Court of Jamaica. So you can go to the Supreme Court website and follow our cases.
Right.
That's how we have to do it.
And basically that's it. I mean, you know, we could be here talking all day, but at the end of the day, it's up to those who become members. It's all about becoming a member, because the truth is, we cannot really represent anybody unless they are members of the organization. At the end of the day, I can't just walk into any place and say I'm representing John or Joe or whoever or Harry if he's not a member of the organization, if he's not a member of Tanco. And what you need to do to become a member, first of all, you have to join our bank, right? It's $2,000 to join the organization up front, and then each month you'll pay $600. That's Jamaican money, by the way.
$300 US. $3 what? It's $3 US?
Yeah, that's Jamaican money. It's
US
not
dollar,
not
yeah.
US money.
Yeah.
It's
600
So it's
Jamaica.
2,000 Jamaican money to register.
And this is about investing in
Right.
yourself, trying
And-
to invest
and-
in your
yeah,
own
but-
development, your own security.
Right. But we have to clarify what
Yeah.
kind of money we're working with.
We are dealing with Jamaican denomination currency.
Right.
So
600.
So don't panic and say, oh, $2,000. No, it's 2,000 Jamaican dollars. All right, and then each month you'll pay 600 Jamaican dollars to continue membership.
Which is equivalent to
Okay.
$3 US.
Right. So that's how you become a member, and then thereafter you're entitled to whatever benefits
Services.
and services we have. Now we deal with a lot of clients and customers that come through our door. Every customer or every client is not a member. There's a difference. But every customer and every client is a potential member. Okay? Just because you're a client, that doesn't give you any special privileges with the organization. But when you become a member, there are special considerations that we offer to our membership.
And let me just add to that, if you're a member and you become ill at the hospital, we have person, if there's, for some reason, you have some mistrust, we have person that we send over there to get information on your behalf, and not only that, we help with a percentage based on your contribution of with your medication, if you need it. So this is a family structure to protect self and protect all of us so we can move forward in a civil society.
For further information, can someone just walk in and ask to speak with someone to get?
Absolutely.
Yes, man, absolutely. We have an open door. Anyone can work.
Open door policy.
Yep.
We don't bar nobody from coming in, talking to us, asking us questions. In fact, we encourage you.
Yeah. I thank you all very much on behalf of Gillie Revolutionary.
So,
Nice meeting you.
Mr. Priest,
It was a pleasure.
thank you so much because, like I said, Mr. Priest, you asked some question that we need to ask.
Definitely.
So we
I
can
will
make
be
it
back.
explain.
I will be back.
Yeah,
I will be
thank you
back.
so
You know,
much.
so
Thank you so
to our listeners and subscribers, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And they're going to be follow-up.
For
We're
the,
going to follow. Yes,
for the record, we are planning a seminar. We'd like to do it somewhere towards the end of the year or even the beginning of next year. But the seminar is designed to inform and educate. So we'll keep you updated with that as well.
Thank you all very much. Until next time.
Thank you very much.